Okay guys, this is Cruise Roy with an old T600 Inspire 1, and I got two brand new freshly charged batteries. Let me just show you that they might be at 95%. They never charged to 100. Battery tester right now. Two Titan batteries. Just check them out. They're Li-ion batteries. They're at 98%. The idea is to have two auxiliary battery packs. This one's at 80. Oh, wait a minute. I got to change it. 98%. You got to put your checker on the right. So these are a Titan lithium-ion batteries. A Y harness, a clip, a mod clip for the battery, so you don't have to destroy your battery. I'm gonna put the batteries back inside while I test one. And this is my bracket that I designed for the Inspire 1. It's got a better CG. It's putting the batteries more, towards the back instead of, like in the middle, instead of hanging off the back here, or some mounts are over here. But well, we're going to try again. This is the second test on just a standard Inspire battery, and we'll time it with the video, and then we're going to put another battery in new with the two jump packs, and we're going to see how long they go with the adapters and everything. Alright, so I'll be right back and we'll do the first test. Okay guys, this is Cruise Roy. Let's start everything up for the first test. If you notice the CG on the Inspire, it's pretty much dangling backwards. So you got to put the batteries more forward. The X5 camera was a good idea. It adds a little bit extra weight. Let me start up this battery. I'm not going to fly around this time. It's going to be boring just to hover. Alright, the drone's on, camera booting. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect to my device. DJI Go, just once. Okay, camera on. And we're just gonna, we can see the timing right here. I'm just checking everything. Everything's okay. Calibrate is normal. Firmware is the highest version, which it's not. It's just modded. Okay, let's wait for the GPS. Battery says 100%. Can actually click it.
Please check it on the map.
All right, so we're just going to take off and hover until it needs to land.
The home point has been updated. Take off.
Which will be boring. Let me just get out of up here for a bit. There goes the landing platform. I'm just going to bring it up a little higher. Alright, so we're just going to be boring here. We're going to watch this thing hover until it lands. How's that, guys? Put the controller down. The camera is looking straight forward. Yep. I'm really amazed at how quiet this bird is for a big bird. We got wind today, not too high of a wind, but I heard the Inspire ain't as tight as the Phantom 4 and all the newer ones, because it's actually an older model. It's got the technology of the Phantom 3 Advanced and Pro, probably a little bit better, but I'm just going to let it hover, so it might drift a little bit. But all we're doing is testing the battery with and without. Scare up any hawks today. Alright, I'm going to stop talking and I'll go near the controller and I'm just going to watch it and see what happens. I should turn on my antenna booster. Keep forgetting to do that. They say it won't fly without it, but it does. So before I shut it off this time, we're going to get all the information off the app for the battery. I just want to put the app right near me just in case I hear anything going on. She is drifting a little bit. Now hovering puts a lot more strain on the batteries than flying around, and then high speed, so you can feel the wind. So there's the controller. But I don't want to do anything this time to compromise the test, so it's just a strict hover. Any errors? Nope. Battery's at 75%, 74% actually when I look down. %. Now I got it set to lift off and then come back home, but I'm hoping it just lands. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. Now we're about 40 degrees today with some wind, so that affects the batteries too. There's the wind saying hello, and it came back. Fighting the wind. I'm doing this because a lot of talk about battery mods, but you don't see many of them on YouTube. You know, they show a 5 or 10, at the most 10-minute clip, but I've never seen anything from start to finish on the battery. There's a few out there that do battery duration for a regular battery, but nothing with the battery packs. I figured I'd add the weight to the Inspire right now with the bracket. The bracket's 3D printed, and then the Velcro, it doesn't add much, but the two batteries are now going to add a little bit more weight. And they tell you it's a weight trial and error type thing. You also need to use, the batteries I have are 22.2 volts. The Inspire is 22.8. So when you mix those cells, it doesn't really work as good as it should. But I got some batteries coming that are 22.8 from Thunder Power, and we're going to see if they work a little bit different than the Titan batteries. The Titan batteries have been proven to fly certain drones for a long period of time, but it's just like a standard drone you would build yourself, or an older Phantom. They'd work well because the voltages were a little bit different. But with the newer and DJI products, everything's 22.8 volts or 11.4, or instead of like 7.1, it's 7.3. So they have different voltages on purpose because they have a proprietary battery. Well, let me pick this up for a second. Battery says 42%. I think I got one of the triggers here just on batteries. I got some batteries in the yellow flickering back and forth. That's their cell count. Low battery warning's at 30% and the critical's at 10. And flight time so far is 10 minutes. So let's go back, and on the screen here it says I got 39% battery. Let's continue. Our altitude changes a little bit. The Phantom's a little better. It'll keep its altitude. It's only moved up a little bit. It's basically kind of staying in the same spot. Not too bad for an older drone. The whole idea is if you can make this drone go as far as the Inspire 2 for the runtime, it's not a bad drone for the money. Instead of paying like $5 to $7 grand just to get 30 minutes. Like I said, I did a first test. This is the second test with and without the battery packs. This time we'll get a little bit better time out of the app. I didn't really time the first time for a straight battery. Okay, we got a red light blinking on the tail. It usually means the 30%. Yep, low battery. I'm going to hold the controller just in case I got to stop it. But yeah, we hit that 30% for low battery. We're going to run it out until it lands. I'm hoping it doesn't take off in the air. The yellow's when it heads home. Okay, we got 42 Celsius, the voltage 21.3. All our cells are dropping to 352. We got 13 minutes of flight time. I don't want it to take off when it hits the home point, because naturally it'll go straight up like the old Phantoms. I'm hoping I got it set right just to come down to land. Now, like I said, this is just hovering. I bet you can get more flight time flying around. Like if I only get, 12, you could probably get 13 if you're flying around. It uses less energy and inertia. Right now it's fighting to keep itself stable. And
battery level is low. The aircraft will go to the home point in 10 seconds.
So it's going to go to the home point. I want to cancel that. I don't want it to go to the home point. But I don't think I'm going to let it go any lower than 10%. I think we'll drop it. 12%. %. Okay, it's at 10. Let's check out the batteries. Oh, landing gear is lowering on its own. Okay, I got one red cell. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, she landed on her own, and it shut off. It's at 9%. Let's go to the cell count here, if we can see this. 22.8 volts, or 3, I think. 14.55 on the flight time. So I got 14.55, almost 15-minute flight time out of that battery, and it landed on its own. All right. Milliamps, remaining power is 360 milliamp hours, 360. So hopefully I got all that information. Like I said, 14.55. And it came down at 9%. So let me shut her off. I'm going to shut the app off. We're going to let it cool a little bit. And I'll bring out everything and start putting it together here. But let the motors cool. Shut the app off. Okay guys, so I'm going to take this battery out. We're going to let everything feels cool. Everything feels cool. I'm going to add a clip to the next one. Alright, so that was the first test. and that was without the battery packs. And I'll be right back. We're going to set it up with the battery packs and do another test. I'll be right back. Okay, this is Cruise Roy. I'm back again. Alright, with the Inspire 1. And this time we got the Titan dual battery packs. They're both 22.2 volts, which isn't really enough, but they're 3,500 amps a piece. Alright, so let's set it up. When you're doing these battery mods, you don't want to plug in the auxiliary batteries until the main battery is up and booted and your app's up and booted. So let me get the controller. Alright, my antenna's still on. Let me turn the radio on. Turn the Inspire on. And again, we're just going to do a hover. Get the app going. DJI Go. Just once. Let it boot up. Go into the camera. Radio quality poor. Okay, so everything's normal. It says radio quality poor, but it does that during boot up sometimes. But if you check in there, everything's high. You got 100% battery on this one. I'll flip through that channel. Hopefully you can see that with the glare. Alright. Now, everything's booted up. We are going to plug in the auxiliary batteries. Okay. Sometimes you'll get a battery error because the cells are too high. But let's do this, get going because it's cold.
The home point has been updated. Take off.
Alright. Okay, now it's added a little extra weight, so that's going to put stress on the batteries, but hopefully it gives it enough, and we'll check the app when it's all done. Again, just a hover, nice boring hover. We're not going to fly or anything, we're just going to let it do its thing and hover. I want to pull it up just a wee bit forward. So I can put the controller down. But let's see what happens. Under a gust of wind. Hey, there's an airplane up there in that sky. I'm in a no-fly zone. Why is that flying? Alright, she's losing altitude by going up high from the wind here. See if she comes back down and readjusts. She wants to go see the plane. I don't want it to get too high. Bring it down a little bit. As you noticed when it came to land, it actually comes down pretty hard when it's out of battery. And I got the added weight. Okay, so far, 76%. Let me click the battery here. We're into it 4 minutes. And 4 minutes. 2285 on the voltage. Everything looks good. The problem is the auxiliary batteries on the clip there be after the intelligent stuff, so when that battery gets low, the problem I had on the first test is the Titan battery still had voltage in them because the intelligent battery was telling the drone to land, and we're going to see it this time firsthand. Last time I kind of landed it on my own, but this time I wanted to go as far as landing by itself. If you notice, it seems to have a little, not a lot, but a little difference of trouble on its staying in position. And I think the props, the wind is kind of grabbing the battery adapter there. So that could cause a problem. Now we're getting a little swing from the wind. But a long time ago I had the Phantom 4 up and I brought the Mavic Pro up underneath it, and the Mavic Pro went nuts because it was breaking up the turbulence from the props. So there is a unique turbulence, or whatever you want to call it, for the props, and I'm wondering if the bracket for the mod is actually causing it to make it bouncy a little bit right now. I mean, I got wind too, so hard to tell. But after this test, I want to put a fresh battery in it and just do some flying and check the camera. I was trying to put a dare out to someone who creates battery mods for the Inspire 1 and advertises a certain time on how long they fly, and I just can't get a video yet. So that's why, another reason why I'm producing a straight out video for how long it's sitting there flying. Now these battery packs, because they're not the right voltage, going to give me any more flight time. I'm not sure. But I see other people using Zippy batteries or Hobby King batteries, multi-star batteries, and they're just standard LiPos. And these have a lot of, they don't have the punch in the C rating. These do have like a 10 C rating, which is good for drones. So it's the voltage I'm having problems with. At 22.2, it's just not enough to carry the drone. They could probably fly it on their own without the intelligent battery, but it's not the right voltage, a little lower than it should be. But this time I'm not stopping it. I'm going to let it go till it lands. And we'll see how it matches up with the brand new stock battery. This is also a brand new battery. People have been asking me why they black. Well, I got a deal on black ones and I wasn't too concerned about it. If I want, I'll paint the whole drone black. Let's do a little check here. Alright, see if I can get the glare out of this. I guess not with the hoodie on there. Saying 46%. The cells all look good. They're all green. Our time so far is 9:40. We got 9:40 so far. And we're at 44%. GPS is good. Everything's good. I forgot to write down the gram weight on these batteries, but I tried to pick the smallest 22 volt batteries I could find. And these are an 18650 series type batteries. They're not like your standard LiPos with the flat packs. These are all, they look like a little bit bigger AA batteries. And they were working good for planes and other kinds of drones, but like I said, DJI likes to use their own standard voltage, so they want you to stay away from probably doing these battery mods. But oh, a little lift right there. It's the wind pushing it up. So far so good. Nice hover. Like I said, it is having trouble holding its altitude this time with the battery packs. I wonder if the adapter creating a little bit of, but we're getting little gusts of wind here, but nothing drastic. I might have to put my hands on it. Keeps lifting. I'll bring it down closer when that red light blinks. There you go. Alright, let's see what the radio doesn't want to say. Okay, it's coming down on its own, which is good. Yeah, we're getting this wind. Alright, so we're at the 30% low battery. Let me trigger over. We got the cells are all in yellow. 2148 on the voltage. We're 1302 right now for time. So 13 minutes. And we're still... I keep the radio in my hand now just in case. Return home's coming up. Cancel. I'm going to see if this goes to 9% like the other one did. Landing gear is lowering, and here it comes. Okay, it's shut off. Let's go to the battery section here. See if you can see that. 16.29. 16 minutes and 29. And what was the percent? 9% is when it actually came down. 10, the landing gear drops, but I still have 403 milliamps hours. I think the backpack batteries are actually adding to that, but it wasn't enough to keep it flying. So 1629 with the battery packs. Let's shut it down. Oh, let me just tell you something here. When you take these down, you want to disconnect the packs, alright, then shut your battery off for the main copter or drone. We'll shut the radio. Alright. You could feel the weight on the drone, even though the drone can carry it. It's the extra weight of those batteries. But what we're going to do right now, real quick, before I shut this off, I'm going to disconnect the Titans. And I want to show you what I mean The intelligent battery told the drone to land. Good Velcro. The intelligent battery tells the drone to land, even though it seems like, I think when I test these, on the first test I still had like 46%. Let me drop it down. So there's 57% left in this battery that it can't use. At 22.7 volts, seems like it's still good voltage, but the intelligent battery told it to land. So I think under load, no matter what you have for batteries, the intelligent battery takes over. So you had 58% there, and they're balanced. So, and that's 22.7. So is it because it's a half a volt low that it doesn't affect? Because even if I'm just going to do this real quick. I'm not going to fly it, but just to show you that you have good connection and everything. I'm going to turn this on because the props are on. Now this thing's going to it's going to boot up with that battery. I'm going to shut the app off, turn the app back on. I want to see if it reads anything.
Critically low battery.
Yeah, see, it's going to say critical low battery, and what it's doing is starting to charge the DJI battery. It's starting to charge it. Those two packs are going to start charging, and it's critically low. So it's showing fairly good voltage. But it's at 9%. It's reading the intelligent flight battery. So whatever's in here, the fuel, let's say, let me disconnect this. The fuel that's in that battery has depleted, and these weren't helping. They were helping for about 46% or so. And we did get some runtime here, but for the cost right now, let me just shut everything off. These two batteries were about $100, and then I printed, with the harness. So I got two batteries of harness, $100. And most people don't have a LiPo charger, but you need a special charger to charge those, not like the DJI batteries. And the clip I made myself, but they sell them for about $50. So once I watch the two videos again, I can leave a comment on the actual time that I gained for the extra $100. But I do have a different style battery coming in. They're high voltage, and everybody's saying you got to be high voltage, high voltage. And the Titan batteries are not high voltage. They're just 18650 series at a 10 C rating. So it's probably not enough. So anyways, this is Cruiseroy with the Inspire 1 with the battery mod test and without. And I'm out of here.